Wow, where do I start? After the big lie of 2020, I am not shocked by what I'm hearing here today. I lost, so the process must have been unfair. And I just want to first and foremost thank Dean and the attorney's office for your integrity in upholding this process, for reviewing every single signature, even though it was clear, even in the first round, that they did not have enough signatures. And I'm just not surprised by the kind of narrative that you are trying to create now regarding the lack of integrity. When the petitioners, when you lied, you broke the rules, you didn't carry the petition around with you, you manipulated people, and you exploited people's worst fears about their neighbors. And so for you to come here and talk about the integrity of the clerk's process is wild. And I'm not even going to rehash the importance of Realize and that it was over a 4-year process. And if, as a resident, you get invited to participate, whether it's through mail or social media, and you look at it and you throw it away, not to be corny, but politics is not a spectator sport. You also have to take some responsibility around how you engage. If you want to take close-up pictures of me, I'll meet you afterwards so you can get my good side if you want. Okay. It is not a spectator sport. You have to do some engagement in your community as well. And the incredible thing about Realize was not East Coast or West Coast people, the number of people who gave their time over 4 years, developers, folks in advocacy organizations, just residents in general, gave their time to volunteer committees, to give their expertise as developers, their expertise as realtors in this process. And I know now you are trying to frame it as if we didn't do our due diligence. That is not true. That is inherently a lie. And then you went out into the community and you lied some more. And you know, I have this flyer in front of me where you talked about these are the bad things of Realize, apartment complexes. So you can't tell me you can't say you're not against affordable housing and multifamily housing when you literally are. That is literally the core of this petition. This flyer then says gas stations will be allowed in neighborhoods with a special use permit. That is a lie. SUPs for gas stations only on collector and higher usage roadways, not on local streets. And then you said housing costs will increase because housing developers will be required to pay full cost to build parks in neighborhoods. I know, unless you had developers who were helping you collect petitions, but the developers were not against Realize. They were at the table every step of the way. And in fact, we just had a work session about park impact fees. And ultimately, that is so out of context, that is so manipulative. It is so out of context to say, guess what? House prices are already high, and they have nothing to do with park impact fees or Realize, for many other reasons. I now live in an NH13. Sad someone just left. I know that Mr. Jenkins put everybody's address on the internet and said that we all lived in single-family homes. Neighborhoods. I actually live now in an NH3 neighborhood. Up the block from me is a gas station. Literally up the block from me is a gas station. Across the street from that gas station is a mobile home park. Up the block from that mobile home park, a multifamily housing development is being built. The house right next to me just went on sale for $240,000. I bought my house in 2019 for $140,000. Realize is not making houses expensive. What Realize will do is help create a greater diversity of housing that we so desperately need. And if you are against that and you sign this petition because you are inherently against multifamily housing and a diverse of housing going up in good neighborhoods with good parks, then I would ask you to reflect on where your segregationist tendencies come from.
Councilor Curran.